Alrighty, hello everyone. It's Monday the 19th and I had to take a break from filming because I had some things that I had to get done, but I am ready to make the prime rib over mashed potatoes. And so I'm gonna go ahead and start that, and then after that I will make the prime rib over pasta. Yummy. All right, I'm gonna get started with the mashed potatoes. And of course I use my filtered water. And what I'm going to do is just make two small potatoes because this is just for me. And I'm sure the two small potatoes would probably make two separate meals. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get that ready, dice them up, and put them to boil. And keep in mind, I'm in the middle of making the broth from the prime rib bones right now. I'm also in the middle of prepping for the other dish, which is the prime rib over pasta. So I have all kinds of stuff all over the kitchen. The kitchen's a mess. I'm just trying to get through these recipes, these videos, so that I can eventually upload them onto my YouTube channel. Here I'm adding my wonderful Celtic salt. And I do add quite a bit of that because I feel like the Celtic salt you need to add more of for more flavor. But don't forget, as I always say, this Celtic salt will not raise your blood pressure. I put this salt in my water 4 times a day. I always refill my jug and I drink that. Disclaimer, I am not a medical professional and please consult with your doctor before making any dietary changes. The salt helps your body absorb and retain the water that you're drinking. It's amazing. I can drink water all day and honestly all night with my salt, and I'm not having to go potty all the time. Scientifically, I am hydrating each individual cell in my body. All right, so I chopped up the carrots. In this skillet, I have butter and that rendered fat from the broth that I made from the prime ribs. So I'm going to be sauteing the onions and the carrots in that yummylicious fat. And if you haven't seen the video yet where I make the broth from the rack of ribs from my prime rib dinner, I highly recommend that you watch that. If it's something that you're into, if you like making your own broth, this broth came out absolutely divine. It has such a beautiful, rich color, and I'll show you a picture of it here towards the end. Here I'm just going to show you my scrap bag, and it's for the vegetables, mainly carrots, celery, onion, sometimes bell pepper, and that's pretty much it that I throw in there. And what I'll do is I'll save all the scraps of those vegetables and then make a vegetable broth with that once that bag is full. In go the onions. Then I'll add a little bit of salt to get those to sweat a little bit. And I'll just saute the vegetables again in that rendered fat from the prime ribs, as well as the organic sea salted butter. And I'll be adding a little bit more Celtic salt. I decided to use some of the bone broth that I made. And you can also see some of the rendered fat right there that I put in the skillet as well with the butter. Simmering this bone broth for 24 hours was the best thing I could have done. It's the best broth that I've ever made. All right, on to the potatoes. They're ready. I've sauteed the vegetables. Those are ready. I'll be adding a nice big pinch of Celtic salt. Then some fresh cracked pepper. I like a lot of pepper in my pasta and in my mashed potatoes. Then I'm going to throw a big chunk of love and butter. Again, that's my sea salted organic Celtic butter. Instead of bringing out the hand mixer, I just decided to do this by hand since it was just 2 small potatoes. It's quick and easy. I want to apologize because my kitchen counter is so dirty from the broth. I was in a hurry to try to get all these 3 recipes done in one day that I just hadn't realized how dirty it was. All right, here's the sour cream. Of course, this is what's going to help make these creamy mashed potatoes creamy. For these 2 potatoes, I'm just going to throw in 2 great big heaping tablespoons of sour cream. Next, I'll be adding milk, and this is whole milk, which this milk is delicious because it actually has cream in it, like back in the day, like the olden days. This brand is one of my favorite whole milk brands. Like I said, it has cream on top, and I kid you not, I get a small spoon and I eat that cream on top, and it tastes just like vanilla ice cream. So, so good. All right, the potatoes are done, and here they are. Yummy. They're so good. Yep, and I just mouthed that there. They are very good. Nice and creamy, lots of flavor, good salt, wonderful fresh cracked pepper. The veggies are done. I decided I wanted to add some garlic because I love garlic in my mashed potatoes, so I just figured I'd just add the garlic to the sauteed vegetables. For this particular dish, I wanted to leave the carrots somewhat crunchy. So I'm not gonna let them sit there for a while and soften up. Here's the meat that I took off of the prime ribs when I made that beef broth. I decided I would chop up the prime rib just to throw it in with the veggies. I'm going to go ahead and cover this and let it simmer for a while. Look at these mason jars. They are gorgeous. They're full of rich, homemade prime rib bone broth, deep in color and full of goodness. And if you want to know how I made this, I've already uploaded the video. Just go to my channel and you will find it there. And here's the star of this episode. All right, here's the first dish, and it smells delicious. And here we go. I'm gonna try it. And I love carrots anyway. I love them steamed, I love them boiled, I love them sauteed. Get a piece of meat in here. And a little bit of everything on that bite. It is still hot. That's so good. Mashed potatoes are creamy, and I like leaving the skin on them because that just adds more fiber. And you know, mashed white potatoes probably are gonna make my glycemic index jump a little bit, but with the skin left on, it's gonna help a little bit with the fiber and slow down that process. But it's really good. Man, those taters are good. The meat's good. The prime rib just has such good flavor. Still the flavor left over from when I originally made it for Christmas. This is a good dish, guys. You have to try it. So save your prime rib bones. You can make a broth out of them. You can make this dish, and then I'm going to make the other dish, which is prime rib over pasta with mushroom creamy white sauce. But anyway, all right, let me move on to the next dish.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight in my kitchen. And please don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. That would help my channel grow. I'm really trying to work hard on this channel so that when I retire, maybe in 10 years, that sounds like such a long time, but that I have some residual income, because the Social Security obviously is not going to be enough, and what I've been able to save, maybe the 10 years I might actually be okay, but still, I want residual income, and this is fun to do. So I'm really looking forward to growing this channel. So if you would please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and if you can leave a comment and let me know where you're watching from, I would really appreciate that. All right, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera off and get ready here.